Hello, hi everyone. I'm Sanjay Gupta and I welcome you back on Skill Horizon Next Gen YouTube channel. So today we are having day 16 of this 100 days Salesforce hands-on challenge. And due to some reasons like last week and this week, like I will be having one session because I hope you might know we are going to start our ServiceNow bootcamp as well from today. So a little bit occupied there and wanted to give some slots to that bootcamp as well. But every week, at least one session I will be doing for this series as well, so that whatever challenges I will be discussing here, you can practice. Okay, and nowadays, like since I started this YouTube series, so I receive lots of queries regarding online and offline courses. So if you or anybody in your circle, if anybody is interested to learn Salesforce or maybe ServiceNow in future, so you can visit this website skillhorizon.org.in and you can reach out to me so that me or my team will address all your issues and we will help you to learn those things. Okay, and soon we are going to start Agentforce and Data Cloud training as well. So all those information are available on this website. Moving forward, like this is the learning approach that we apply in our courses. So you will be understanding the concepts, you will be learning about the hands-on exercises, and will be doing some real-time projects. Okay, and this is our QR code. So I would be happy if you can scan this Instagram QR code and you can follow. So you will see lots of content there. Like we are sharing the testimony, those who are getting placed, so you can listen to their journey, how they planned, how they got placed, and the people who are joining our courses, so you can get to know about them. So I would suggest if you can scan this QR code and follow. Otherwise, all the details are available on the website skillhorizon.org.in. And today we are having hands-on challenge number 16. And you might be thinking this use case is little bit familiar to you, I guess. So yes, because in last challenge we discussed about this, but in the last challenge I implemented 50% part of it. I implemented trigger and trigger handler, but test class is pending, and test class is also a challenge. Sometimes when you join any company, so in the beginning you might be working on the test class, you never know. And as a developer, after implementing the code, for few developers, test class take a lot of time to implement that. So this was a great scenario that we discussed so far. It was having all the events like insert, update, delete and undelete. So for this scenario, we will learn how all the cases like insert, update, delete, undelete we can cover with the help of test class. So this is the code that we implemented for this. This was opportunity trigger where we were calling four methods, and through like we were calling four methods, but same four times you can say. One method four times we were calling, and this method is implemented over here, right? Now it's time to implement its test class, because without implementing test class, you won't be able to deploy your code from sandbox to production. Okay, and if you want to share this information with other folks in the community, so I would say you can just take the screenshot of the scenarios and codes that we are implementing along with the thumbnail screenshot, and you can share that on the LinkedIn so that other folks also get encouraged and they can follow the series, because this series is totally dedicated for the interview preparation, right? So I'm going to create a new class now, and I'm going to name it as opportunity trigger handler test. Okay, so this is the class name, and this will be a test class. So for test class, we always need to annotate it with @stest. Okay, so class should be annotated with @stest. Now whatever method we'll be implementing, those also should be annotated with @stest. And I'm going to create four methods. So private, static, void, then insert opp test. So this is first method, and I'm just converting this class private. So class will be private and its method will be private. So there are three access modifier available in Apex. One is private, another is public, and third is global. So whenever you want to create any test class, so in that test class, you can keep that test class as private, and whatever method you will be implementing in the test class, those also you can keep as private, right? So why so? Because methods of test class we won't be calling anywhere. We will be having a button available here. So for example, if I save this class, so on top right corner, I will be having a button, and if I click on that button, then the particular method will execute, and then you will be able to execute all the method automatically. So we don't need to call these methods into another classes. That's why the methods of test class we can keep private. Okay, so I will be creating 4 methods. I will do 4 round of testing. Okay, so we will do insert, opportunity test, then we'll do update, then third will be delete, and fourth will be undelete. So if you want to follow all the best practices and you want to become a good developer, so this way all the test cases you need to implement with the help of test class. Okay, that is recommended, right? So now what we are going to do here, I'm going to create the data. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to create account. Then account.name equals to test. Okay, and as per this requirement, we created one field. No, we didn't create, we already have that field on account, that is annual revenue that we modified. So for this particular account, I am just populating annual revenue as 0. I'm just initializing it, and then I'm going to insert account. Okay, so I'm going to implement insert test method. So I just created one account. Now related to this account, I'm going to create opportunities. Okay, so I'm going to create a list of opportunity. OPP list equals to new list of opportunity. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to implement a loop. So I'm creating 5 opportunities, those will be related to this account. So that all those opportunities amount we will be summing up, we will be rolling up, and those particular amount sum will be populated on this account annual revenue. So integer I equals to 1, I less than equals to 5, and inside this loop I'm going to create opportunity instance. Okay, now what I'm going to do, opp.name, opportunity name we need to populate. So I'm just writing test and plus I. So I'm concatenating I with test. So now I just need to populate close date. So I can simply write system.today. Okay, and then third will be stage. We need to populate stage because that is also a required field. Okay, so this is how I am just populating these 3 field values. Now what we need to do, we need to populate amount. So I'm going to populate amount. So let's say I'm populating 1000, right? So 5 records will be created, 5 opportunities will be created, and in each opportunity amount will be set as 1000. So now what we need to do, we'll be adding, like in OPP list, we are going to add this OPP, and after this we are going to insert. Okay, once records are created, we can write insert OPP list. So what we did, first we created one account, we inserted that. Okay, so this is how we are doing account insertion. Now here what we are doing, we are inserting a opportunity record. Okay, now once we insert opportunities, then trigger will be working. Okay, so this after insert will be working, it will call this calculate annual revenue, and through this method what will happen, on account this annual revenue will be populated. So after this insert, all those operations will be happening through trigger. Okay, so we just created the data, and after insertion that trigger will be working automatically, and account will get updated. Now what we need to do here, we simply need to validate whether account annual revenue got updated or not. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to query updated account list. Okay, I'm going to query updated account list here. So select, I'm just querying annual revenue from account. Okay, and we created only one account, so we don't need to write any condition here because only one account will be fetched. And here I can write system dot assert equals. Okay, so we know like we created 5 opportunities. So if we calculate sum of this amount, so it will be 5,000. So we are going to compare it with 5,000, and here we'll be having list of accounts. So we'll be having only one record. So on 0 index that will be available. So we can write annual revenue like this. And third parameter we can say annual revenue is not calculated correctly. So this is how you can write the test class. Okay, now one more thing I'm going to show you. In test classes, like if you want to control the govern limit, so for each method, if you want to have separate set of govern limit that you want, so what you can do, you can write this test dot start test here, and you can stop it here, test dot stop test. So basically what will happen, through these insert operation there might be triggers already written, those will be working. So through triggers, if we are doing DML, SOQL, so all those will be counted as part of the govern limit for this particular method. If you go to another method and in that method also you are using test.start test and test.stop test, so at that time for that particular method governor limits will reset. So it is recommended in every test class whenever you are doing DML, so that you can enclose in this test.start test and test.stop test. And one more thing you need to remember, in every test method, one pair of start test and stop test you will be allowed, like you can use, not more than that. Okay, so now I am going to run this test class. So since we implemented only one method, so I'm going to test it. So when you want to test it, so you can just open this panel, and here we have tests tab where you will be able to see the results. So you need to click on run test, your method will be initiated and here our method is failing. So whenever your method fails, so you will see this wrong error and we need to open it, why it is failing. So insert OPP test is failing. So whenever it is failing, so we will see the line number at which line it is failing. And here assertion is failing. So annual revenue is not calculated correctly, expected is 5,000 and actual is 0. Okay, so it means our code is not working fine. So what I'm going to do, okay, so can you guys tell me like what could be the reason? I did one mistake. So can you just identify that error, why test class is failing? I'm just waiting for a couple of minutes. I just want you to include in this challenge. Can you tell me what was the error, why this test method is breaking? Yes, Jay, you are right. In opportunity, I didn't populate the ID. Actually, these opportunities are not related to this account. So that was the issue. So here I need to write OPP dot account ID equals to, and then we can say ACC dot ID. So now our opportunities are related to account, so that whatever additions will be happening, so that will be populated on the account. Okay, so those who figured it out, I think you are correct. So I just saved this code. Now I'm going to run the test again and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to open the bottom panel so that I can see the results. And this time test class is passing. Okay, there is no error. So other methods are also passing since they are not having anything. So they are not throwing any error, but through this method your code is being covered. So if I go to trigger and check the code coverage, so this particular piece got executed. Okay, because we did insert operation, so this insert part is covered. And if I go to trigger handler and if I check the method, so this method got executed and it is 88% covered, because this else if part will be covered if we do update on opportunity, right? So this is how you will be able to see the code coverage, and that is important to know. And every developer needs to know how we can implement the test class. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy all this code, because once you implement one code, so other methods you can implement quickly. So here I'm going to insert account, then I'm going to insert opportunity. After that, I want to update opportunity as well. So while inserting, so 5,000 will be populated on account, but I'm going to update few of the opportunities. So I'm going to write a loop. For each loop I am going to write, so opportunity OPP colon OPP list. Okay, so this is the loop that I have implemented. Now here I'm going to modify the amount. So for all opportunities, I'm going to modify it to 2000. And after completion of loop, I'm writing update OPP list, right? Now I have multiple asserts now. So for insert, I can do here. Okay, I can query the accounts which got inserted and I can apply this. Then the same opportunity list I am updating, and then I'm applying update DML. And now I'm going to query the account once again. And this time it should have 10,000. Okay, so 2 times I'm going to validate in the update scenario. So now if I run this test and if I check the code coverage, so first of all I need to check whether it got executed or not. So it is executing correctly, there is no error. Now let's check the code coverage. So this time 2 methods got executed, insert and update, right? And if we go here, so whole test class, sorry, whole trigger handler is like working fine. It is all covered, right? But we only tested 2 use cases, one for insert and one for update. We need to test for delete and undelete as well, because if delete and undelete works, then you can say this whole code is working fine, because these 2 methods are not being called yet. So this way, like if you can take screenshot of these type of examples, you can share on LinkedIn so that others will also feel motivated, like how Sanjay is explaining each and every scenario in the hands-on challenge in detail, because hardly you will find these type of implementation on YouTube. So I'm implementing each and every use case here so that you can understand how things are working. Now what I'm going to do, from this update, I'm going to copy the whole code. And here in delete, I'm going to paste it. Okay, so here also we need to create account, we need to insert opportunities. After insert, we are doing this assert. Now after insert, what we need to do, we need to delete. Okay, after insert, we need to delete the opportunities. So what I'm going to do here, instead of update, I'm going to write delete DML. So we are deleting all 5 opportunities. If you want to delete particular opportunity, that is also possible, but I'm going to delete. So let's delete all the opportunities. Once you delete all the opportunities, then if you query, so in that case, result will be 0. Okay, so guys, there is a power cut, so I won't be able to. I'm just verbally explaining because my another screen got disconnected, so I'm not able to see that screen. But what I'm going to do, yeah, here what we need to do, we need to compare with the help of 0. So with the 0, we will be comparing it, and your annual revenue should be equals to 0. Okay, so if you are with me, like my Wi-Fi is still working because that is having one small inverter, but desktop is disconnected with the laptop. So You might be able to see the screen. I am just explaining. So if you are implementing along with me, so I can verbally explain what we are trying to do. So here in line number 100, what you need to do, we have system.assert equals, and first parameter will be 0, and the second parameter we have annual revenue. So with 0, you need to compare that after deletion, because we are deleting all the opportunities. So all 5 opportunities will be deleted. So on account, annual revenue will become 0. Okay, this is what we need to do. Okay, now last we have undelete operation. So in case of undelete, what you can do, whatever code we have implemented in the delete part, so you just need to copy the complete code, and that complete code, what you will be doing, that complete code you will be implementing in the delete method. And in the delete method, first you will be inserting the opportunities, then you will be deleting the opportunities, and then you will be undeleting them. So for insert, delete, and undelete, all 3 times you can apply the asserts, right? So that is how you will be able to implement the solution, right? So I just verbally explained that because due to power cut, I'm not able. Okay, I got the power. Just hold on. Just hold on, guys. So I will be implementing that. Just a second. I got the power. Yeah, so I'm going to complete this implementation now. So this was for delete. So for delete, we need to compare it with 0, right? For delete, we need to compare it with 0. So I'm just saving the code, and I'm going to execute this. Okay, it is giving assert equals, yes. Yeah, it is giving some error, so I just modified the method. Sorry, apologies for the inconvenience, because due to power cut, my extended screen got disconnected. So I'm just saving it. Now what I need to do, I'm just going to run this test. So delete method I'm going to execute. So all insert, update, and delete, all 3 methods will get executed, and all 3 are working. You can see we are not having any error. And if you go to opportunity trigger, now you can see 3 methods got executed. So this is a validation, like 3 methods got executed and undelete is still pending. And if you go here and check the code coverage, it is still 100%. Now we have the last method that is pending. So what we can do, whatever code we have in the delete part, so we need to copy the complete code, and that whole code you can paste in the undelete part. Okay, so first of all, you will be creating opportunities, you need to validate, then delete, validate, and now we need to do undelete operation. So for undelete, we need to query the data, and then we will be able to undelete. So these opportunities we have deleted. So what we can do, I'm creating, okay, OPP list equals to, and then here I'm querying the data. So select ID and amount from opportunity and all rows. Okay, and then you can say undelete OPP list. Now after undeletion, your sum should be 5,000. So I'm going to test it out. So I'm pasting it here. Let's see what happens. So if I open this panel and I'm going to execute the code. So if I click on run test, let's see what happens. Okay, it is failing. So I just need to check the error message. So I'm double clicking and assert is failing. So expected 5,000, actual is 0. So this I need to check, because we are undeleting OPP list. Okay, and if we undelete, so this should work. After undelete, we are passing, and it will query. So old map not null, account OPP dot account ID. Okay, I think that also I need to query, and amount, then we are querying it. Okay, let me see what happens now. Because after delete, for undelete you need to query the records and then only you will be able to do undelete operation. Still it is not working, so I just need to check it. Okay, assert is failing, so if you think I am doing some mistake, do let me know in the comment section. In the chat you can just write. I am also checking what could be the mistake. Okay, I got the issue. Actually, after this undelete, I am not querying the accounts. That also I need to do. That was the mistake. Okay, after undelete, I need to query the updated account information. Right? So now if I execute this, I think now it will be working fine. Yes, it is working fine now. All 4 cases are executing. Okay, and if I go to trigger, so all 4 will be covered. Everything is blue. Right? So this way I hope you are able to understand, and sometimes you will receive an error, so don't panic. Just think why things are not working, and this is 100% covered. So don't panic, just go through line by line and try to understand what could be the reason, right? And in this case we can shift this here. Okay, so all the requirements are fulfilled with the help of this test class, and here we are having 4 different methods implemented. Okay, now I want this challenge to be complicated. So what you can do right now, in every method we are creating the data. So I'm giving you another challenge out of this requirement. So what you can do, you need to reduce these record creation. Okay, you need to reduce this record creation again and again in every method. So can you suggest me like how we can reduce this record creation again and again? There are 2 approaches available. Can you please name those 2 approaches in the chat? I want to listen, like if I want to reduce these account or opportunity record creation again and again, so how we can do that? Because in every method we are creating account and opportunity. So apart from this, there are 2 approaches available. I want to listen the name of those 2 approaches. If you can type in the chat. Otherwise, I will let you know. Yeah, so Chandan is saying @test setup. That is correct. We have an annotation that we can use, that is @test setup. What about other one? What is the other approach? Right, Chandan, data factory. So there are 2 approaches. One is @test setup and another one is data factory. So with the help of test setup, in the same class you can reuse the data. You need to create data once, and then in every class you can reuse that data. And in case of data factory, you need to create a separate class where data you will be preparing, and that particular data can be used by any of the test class. So the challenge is you can use @test setup and create that one method and reduce number of lines. Those are available here. Okay, and take the screenshot of the requirement. So this was the requirement. Today, like this requirement we implemented in the last session. Today I just explained you how we can implement the test class for this below use case. So we covered all the positive, negative test cases like insert, update, delete, undelete. For every requirement we implemented separate test method. Right? So just take the screenshot of this requirement, the codes and the thumbnail, and do share on LinkedIn so that more and more folks can follow this series and they can prepare for the interviews. Yes, Gopi, you are also right. We can create one test method and then we can use it wherever in the class we want. And that can be done with the help of @test setup. Right? So this is all about for today. Today we didn't do this mock interview session. That will be happening tomorrow, because today Utkarsh was not available. So that's why I swapped this session with the mock interview one. So mock interview will be having tomorrow. and tomorrow that session will be happening at 9:30. So all the upcoming sessions I already scheduled. So now onwards, what I will be doing every week, beforehand, I will be scheduling all the sessions so that you can know like which session will be happening at what time. Because now from today we are going to start one more series that is on ServiceNow. So we want to give some idea like what ServiceNow is, and if anybody wants to build their career in ServiceNow, so we are starting that tech domain as well. So first we'll be doing all the session on the YouTube so that you can get familiar. And if you are interested, you want to become job ready for ServiceNow, so we will be having the like instructor led in person and online programs as well, where we'll be focusing on the project implementation so that you know end to end say ServiceNow. Okay, so this is all about for today. And if you have not scanned this QR code for Instagram, do follow this. Here we are sharing all the success stories that we are maintaining. Yes, Gopi Krishna, we have a ServiceNow session today after 1 hour, not 1 hour, 45 minutes. It is at 9:15 p.m. So Kunal, who is working as a ServiceNow architect, he's one of the best friend of mine, and I requested like, can you share your ServiceNow knowledge with the community so that more and more folks can know about that technology as well. Okay, so after 45 minutes, again, I will be coming live, and we'll be discussing about the ServiceNow. And we'll be starting from the scratch. So if you or anybody in your circle wants to learn about ServiceNow, so you can join that session. Okay, thank you for today's session and joining today's session. See you soon.